Hello, Stacey the Black Feather Intuitive. Welcome to another Monday. Happy Monday, and hoping everyone is doing well. Just a quick little thing, if you wanted to connect on our sort of tarot and oracle Q&A towards the end of the show, please send in your email to kayaniproductions@gmail.com and let my fabulous producer John know that you would like to go on live with a question and with your card and show me your card. Would love to have some cards to look at to be able to guide you so that we can make these more general messages really mean something for each of us on a personal level. So let's get to it. And I believe it's April 11th, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, the psychic with a bad sense of timing sometimes, but I think it's the 11th. And so happy April 11th. And let's tune in. I'm gonna channel a word of the week and see what our dream teams, angels and guides, would like us to know, what the energy sort of is this week. And let's take it from there. So give me a minute. I'm gonna tune in and let's see what they have to say to us. Okay. Once again, I think this was last week too. They're giving us sort of a phrase. So the word of the week is big picture. And I'm feeling like for us this week, it's really important that we look at the big picture. I often talk about, keeping it small, staying focused in the now. Of course, all of that is true. But the message that's coming through around our word of the week is it's important for us to understand that there is a bigger picture involved in what it is that we're doing. And we need to be referring to the big picture, because the big picture in essence is going to give us the steps or give us the courage or the direction in terms of what we're going to do in our now in order to get us to that big picture space. I'm also hearing that when we're talking about the energy of big picture, there's quite a bit going on. We know this. There's quite a bit going on globally. There's a lot of, I want to say, different issues that are popping up every single day. You may see it on the news, you may not, you may just be hearing it, sort of seeing it in your community. But there are these issues that are popping up all the time. And I feel like these issues, these little and medium-sized issues, and sometimes bigger issues that are popping up, it's all part of the big picture. And I'm hearing that it's important for us to not lose sight of that and to allow that to direct us in terms of, I want to say, to direct us in terms of what we are remaining focused on. What is our why? Why are we doing the things that we do? Why do we get out of bed in the morning? What gets us out of bed in the morning? Focusing on that is going to help us with these, as these things are popping up and it gets a bit overwhelming and we're not quite sure how to show up. We're not quite sure what we're supposed to do, to fix, resolve, to acknowledge, to ignore, to avoid. Why is this all coming up? It's all happening because there's a bigger purpose, there's a bigger plan and a bigger picture involved. So when in doubt, I want to say, go to the bigger vision, go to the bigger picture. I start off cold and then I heat up as soon as I get in the light. So I'm just going to take my little blankie off. I feel like for us as well, it's important that when we're talking about big picture energy, that we don't get lost in the big picture. Instead, we recognize that it helps us to have a vision. It helps us to have something to work towards. And I feel like that's really what's coming through, is no matter what else is transpiring in your world, it's really focusing on, okay, where am I going? What is it that I can focus on that's going to bring me motivation, that's going to bring me joy, that's going to bring me purpose, or maybe that's going to bring me a little bit of peace? What can I focus on? So big picture is the focus that we want to be paying attention to this week. See if there's anything else they want to say. Okay, Archangel Raziel showing up. He's the archangel of esoteric wisdom and knowledge. And he's saying, in terms of the big picture, it's understanding that there are people who have done this before. So I feel like the energy is have trust, have faith in what is transpiring, because the big picture has been created by people who know what they're doing. And I think that's kind of funny coming from an archangel. But they're trying to, I feel like he's trying to give us a little bit of perspective and understanding. And what I'm hearing is the saying that I use all the time. The universe doesn't bring us to the edge of the cliff to push us off of it. They bring us, it is brought to us, or it brings us to the edge of the cliff so that we can see how far we've come, and we can see the possibilities and potentials of what is to come. It shows us where we are going. And so trust that the big picture has been created by those in the know. And this is not human those in the know. This is the spiritual realm. This is the energetic realm. So I feel like Raziel popping up to give us that message is kind of fun. He's very funny. He's very comical. If you ever tap into his energy, he can be very firm and strict, but he can also be very comical. It's almost like he has, the way I would describe it is kind of a dry sense of humor, which is weird to describe angels with that kind of languaging and terminology, but that's how I experience them. All right, so let's go to our card pull. See what we got going on.
Are you sure you're not talking about my dad? You just described him to a T.
Well, maybe your dad is Archangel Raziel. Maybe I'm channeling him. That's so funny. Ooh, all right. Well, we got our card in one of these jumpers. John, we got a jumper today. All right. So in terms of big picture, I'm pulling cards from the Sirian Starseed deck by Patricia Cori. We've got 8 of crystals. So in the traditional tarot, crystals represents pentacles. So it's earth energy, connection to the earth. And 8 of crystals is a beautiful card because it is a card, interestingly enough, it's the education card. So I think that's funny that Archangel Raziel came through, who's the archangel of esoteric wisdom and knowledge, right? The learning. But 8 of crystals also is work and effort that goes into something. It's, interestingly enough, paying attention to the details, putting the work into something. So here we have the big picture, and don't worry so much about the details, because this week you are going to be given those details. It's about putting in the work, putting in the effort, and knowing that when I am putting in the work and the effort, it's because I've seen things shifting and changing. I know that this work and this effort that I'm putting into, or the details that I'm putting in, I know they're showing up. I know they're doing what needs to be done because I've been here before, because I know that I've seen some of the steps. I've seen some of the growth that has happened. 8s are all about abundance, and they're all about, I want to say, the infinity. So the concept of there really is no beginning and end. Of course, there are always deaths and birth, death, and rebirth. That is a cycle that we are in all the time. What I'm feeling here when we're talking about 8 of crystals is, and we're talking about the energy of 8 this week, it's about understanding that when we're talking about big picture and then the work that we have to put in order to get to the big picture, there's a sense of there's no beginning and no end. It's just ongoing. We're always flowing into the next channel. We're always flowing into the next path and the next choice. One thing sort of bleeds into the next, and there's purpose to that. There's method to that madness. Some of us might look at it and say, oh my God, there's no end in sight. It's not that things don't come to an end. It's that it comes to an end so that it can open up a new beginning. So there's always a flow of beginning to end to beginning, death to birth, or to rebirth, birth to death to rebirth. So this week, we want to really be considering what is in our life right now, or where are we going in our life right now, where I want to say it's kind of about allowing the flow of that into the mix. Where do we need to put the work in order to allow the flow of the cycle of that death and rebirth into our space? What are we resisting? That's what I feel like this is. This is like a Virgo card that says, okay, I'm going to pay attention to the fine details. I'm putting the work in because I know that this is going to be great. I know that this is going to be worthwhile because I know that I'm going to have a rebirth. So it's a hopeful work. It's putting work in knowing that you're going to reap the rewards of what comes after it. So where are you resisting the flow of, I want to say, that either that death or that rebirth? And if you are resisting something in those ways, you want to think about the 8, the infinity sign, that all things sort of flow into the other. And maybe that will help you in that I don't have to resist, because it's a natural cycle. It's a natural part of how things go and flow. And so if I give myself permission to just be in flow, then I can focus on what's right in front of me. I can focus on fine tuning what is being presented in my path right now. And I don't have to worry about the rest. I don't have to necessarily worry about the big picture. I can look at the big picture as a reference to where I'm going. It can bring me hope, and it can bring me a renewed sense of focus. And then I put my nose to the grindstone and I do the work, but I do the work joyfully. And I feel like this card represents some joyful activity. This guy's got a smile on his face. I mean, he's focused. He's definitely got a smile on his face. He's happy to be working with these crystals. He's happy to be placing them. It's almost like he's gridding them. So, understanding where your energy goes, where you're putting your energy, creates a particular energetic grid in your life. If you're unbalanced or you're, top heavy in one area, the energy grid is going to be off center. It's not going to support you. You're going to feel drained in an aspect of your life. So looking at the big picture and then saying, okay, there's my inspiration, and now I know what I need to do with the work that's right in front of me. Isn't that a much better way of, I want to say, living and being in flow than looking at the big picture and fretting about all the things that, may or may not need to happen in order to get there? No, it's using it as inspiration. I know it's going to happen. I know it is a fact. It will come. So now what do I need to do in this moment joyfully that is going to kind of put the cherry on top of whatever it is that I'm creating in my now? So I really feel like the energy this week is helping us to have a better scale of how to work big picture, as well as how to work the fine details without getting overwhelmed in either sphere or either extreme, I guess is how I would put that. Very cool. All right. And our oracle pull today is from Anna Stark's Sacred Spirit. Thank you. He put it up there. So gratefully did, because I'm in the clouds right now. This deck is really cool. Lots of fun imagery that comes into the mix. All right. This one is standing out to me. All right. What do you have for us? Ooh, you can't make this shit up, peeps. Mindful wisdom. Create inner harmony. So we got wisdom again, which again, Archangel Raziel. And if I could connect a spirit animal to Archangel Raziel, to his persona, it would be an owl. So I think this is really fitting. This is Raziel making himself known as well. So the complementary message, mindful wisdom, creating inner harmony. This is exactly what we can do when we are using the big picture to inspire us. And then we are working on the fine details. It is creating inner harmony. It's understanding, again, he's happy with what it is that he's doing. He doesn't feel overtaxed and overburdened. He's enjoying what it is that he's doing. He's pleasantly focused. And I want to say, hi, Tri-Red. I see you popping up. Thank you so much for showing up. He's in a place of saying, I'm joyfully connecting. I'm joyfully connecting. I'm joyfully putting in the work and the effort because I know that it is helping me. And in that process, I'm creating inner harmony because I do feel balanced. And I'm using crystal energy, or I'm using earth energy. I'm using the energy of the ground, and I'm using the energy of the animals, and I'm using the energy of nature to help me remain in the body for that inner harmony. Because we cannot step in, we cannot manifest fully into the physical what our dreams are, what those inspirations are, if we are not in the body. if we are not grounded or we are not centered, if we are constantly trying to escape our lives, that's a problem. And that indicates that maybe there's some imbalance there that you want to take a look at. Maybe you need more inspiration from the big picture to refocus your energy, because inner harmony is possible. It's so funny. I did an Instagram live today where I was talking about choose happy. And I don't feel like, we can, yes, we can choose everything. We can choose inner harmony, but I don't mean this is like choose harmony. What I feel more is it's like saying, choose the approach, the best approach for you to inner harmony. Choose how inner harmony is going to, I want to say, enhance the journey and enhance some of those tasks that you have. And how do you do that? You're going to do that through earth energy. You understand that everything flows into itself. That's wisdom. That's wisdom in understanding that, yeah, things do end, but they end simultaneously as something else is being birthed in the process. So be mindful of what is around you. Be mindful of how you are, again, gridding your energy, how you are using your energy. Is it wise in the ways that you've laid it out? Is it wise in what it is that you are connecting with? Is it wise in terms of what you're investing in for yourself? I'm also really drawn in this card to all of the purple. So I feel very much that this week, the guidance is also indicating that you want to be actively connecting to your third eye chakra. So this is the access to esoteric wisdom and knowledge. This is the vision, overall vision of our lives. So again, big picture, right? We're talking about big picture. It's also our spidey senses and our intuition. And we can have all the wisdom in the world, but if we're not applying it, it does no good. And so I feel like the message here for you is really listen to the inner guidance, listen to that intuition, because if you're not listening to it, how are you going to be able to apply it? How are you going to be able to bring it into reality and do the work to allow what it is that you're manifesting, to allow that big picture to come to fruition? So the intuition, of course, intuition is where it's at every day, but specifically this week, the intuition is where it's at. Without the combination of wisdom and intuition, wisdom doesn't really do very much, right? Because if you're not listening to and applying what you're receiving, you can have all the wisdom in the world and nobody knows about it. It's kind of like the person who has 6 different degrees, but it lives as a hermit. They have an inner journey. They have a lot of knowledge for themselves, but how are they expressing that out into the world? They're not communicating it. They're not sharing it. And, maybe that's not their path. Maybe that's not their journey. But I suspect that most of us, our journey is to share, to interact, to connect, to commune with others. And when we share our wisdom, it's all part of the collective, then everybody can learn from it. So you may not have to do 5 or 6 different degrees. You may do 1 degree and you meet a whole bunch of people who have their own degrees, and y'all communicate and y'all learn from each other. That's what it's about. Big picture. All of us coming together, all of us being affected by the choices that we make. And so apply your wisdom using your intuition. Listen to the intuition. The intuition will let you know what needs to be applied, how to apply it, and when to apply it. Interesting. All right. So we are going to pull a feather from the feather jar. Oh, we got 2 feathers today. You ready for this, John? Fast fingers.
Uh-oh.
So I think we got this a couple of weeks ago. Maybe not. We got fairy magic.
We did.
Like, this is so fitting when we're talking about the 8 of crystals, when we're talking about that earth energy and going out and using nature to help you to manifest into the physical what that big picture vision is, using fairy magic. And it's the springtime, so go out into the garden, look at those beautiful flowers, look at how they're budding and blooming, watch the squirrels, watch the all of the critters that are coming out from hiding from the winter. They're all coming out to play, the birds chirping, they're so happy. use fairy magic, use the magic of the earth to support you, to support your visions, to support how you're enacting those visions, to support you in the work that you're doing in the focused fine detail in order to bring that big picture to life. And then we have passion. You want to do it with passion. So again, to talk about this dude here, he's very content and happy with the work that he's doing. You know, who knows whether he's, you know, technically getting paid for it or not, but he's content to be doing it because it's part of his purpose, which means he is passionate about what he's doing. When we have a strong purpose, we understand there's a passion that goes along with it. It's the passion flame that ignites us and motivates us forward. So I want to say this week, do everything you possibly can to, I want to say, do everything from a place of how can I ignite my passion? Or how is this filling the passion cup? Am I doing something this week that I'm recognizing I do all the time and I don't have any passion for it anymore? That's a message as well, because then you might need to shift things up. You might need to change. So pay attention to your passion factor. What kind of passion are you feeling? How passionately involved are you in the work that you're doing this week for yourself and for the community at large? Passion is important, and it's on a pink feather. So it is connected to our heart space in terms of, are we filling our own love cups? You know, are we doing the self-care? Are we doing the self-love? Are we having as much compassion for ourselves and our own foibles as we have for those of us in the world that we connect with? Where is our compassion factor? Where's the compassion passion in all of it? So that is our message for this week. Very interesting message. I feel like overall this week is going to be, I don't want to say it's going to be tame, because I don't know that, you know, where the state of things are at, that we could ever say it's tame. But I do want to say we are going to have opportunities to reflect. We're going to have opportunities to, I want to say, really be able to make decisions that help us to get into that intuitive space and receive the guidance that we are going to be grounding and manifesting into the world at large. All right, so grab your deck. Let's have some fun with tarot or with oracle, if you want to grab an oracle deck this week as well. And I'm going to just take a minute to channel. We'll pull 2 cards again today, and I'm going to channel a couple of questions that can help us to take the general reading and to bring it into the, I want to say, into the individual, so that it makes more sense for you personally. Okay, so question number 1, what card can support my big picture? And the second question is, what card offers a direct message for my focused work? So we talked about big picture, and then we also talked about sort of the focused work. I feel like those are 2 really good questions to focus on. So what card can support my big picture? I'm actually going to draw from my oracle deck today for that question. So I'll start us off and get the ball rolling here. And so when we're talking about what card can support my big picture, I have Astral Travel, Caution Needed. So what that says to me when we're talking about what can support my big picture, I feel like, first of all, when we are astral traveling, we're doing that in our dream state. So when we go to sleep, and we are going to other places. If you've ever had a dream where you're in a place and you feel like, okay, I don't know where I was. I know I was dreaming, but I was there. And I don't know how that's possible, but I was there. That's astral traveling. Your soul body, your light body leaves your physical body and it travels to other dimensions, other realms, other places. And sometimes you're doing work. Sometimes you're connecting with other people to learn specific lessons. Sometimes you're trying to gain other skills or other outcomes so that when you bring it back into this body and in this life, you're able to apply it. So for me, what card can support my big picture? It's understanding that my astral travel is going to take me to a lot of different places. It's important that I apply caution where necessary when I'm talking about my big picture. So it feels to me like kind of what I'm getting is in some of my astral traveling work this week, it's going to appear that I'm going to have all of my ducks in a row, or I'm going to receive all the information that I need, but caution is needed. I feel like this is a message for me to just kind of take some time with the information before officially applying it, so that I give it time to, I want to say, percolate and show itself. Sometimes we receive inspiration and we receive information right away and we feel like we have to act on it instantly. And sometimes, I mean, when the intuition tells you to act on it instantly, yes, you want to focus on that. Sometimes it's the ego voice that says, oh, I got to get this right now. I got to get it down. Sometimes it's showing up because it's giving you a little bit. It's like planting seeds, and you need more seeds in order for the whole picture to come, the big picture to come about. So I feel like that's kind of the message for me. Also, I just finished this weekend. In fact, yesterday was the last day. I did a course. I do a Melchizedek method course. I've been doing that for years now. And I did level 4 this week. And I'm noticing that sort of the Merkabah flower of life energy above his head. And that's a lot of the energy work that we did. So I feel like I'm integrating as well. So not to get too caught up in the big picture and to just integrate, slow my roll and integrate. For the second question, I'm going to pull a tarot card. So this question is, what card offers a direct message for my focused work? Oh, and that's interesting. Okay. I got 5 of orbs. And 5 of orbs in this deck represent swords. And so 5 of orbs, this is a card of conflict. This is a card of understanding that there's shifting and changing coming, and you may not want to jump in or dive in right away until you've given a little more thought to things. There's a shift happening around your thinking. So for me, what card offers a direct message for my focused work? It's that there's some shifting and changing that's happening around how I'm thinking about what I'm going to, I want to say, present out into the world. So this is a card of caution. So I got 2 cards of caution. This is a card of caution. This is a card of understanding that things are a bit precarious, or there's definitely more thought that needs to occur before I dive on in and do something. So my messaging and my supportive information is this week I need to slow my roll. I need to chill out, take some time, relax and breathe, and allow what has transpired to integrate, because I'm still doing a lot of that work and that floatiness and that integration. So is there anyone out there who would like to do a card pull? And if you have any questions about that card that you pulled.
We have the awesome, I hope I pronounced the name right, it's Ragu.
Yes, yay. Hi, Ragu. How are you? So great to see you. Can I hear you? Can we hear him? Speak, Ragu. I cannot hear you. Talk again.
Yeah, there you go.
Can we hear you now?
Oh no, we can't hear you. It's on your side, your audio, Ragu. If you could work on it, and then we'll bring you back on. Okay. All right.
Aww. I hope we can get him on. I hope we can pull a card, even if we can't hear him. Ragu, if you want to pull a couple of cards, and I can just sort of talk you through it.
Tri-Red. Oh, the amazing Tri-Red said for his first card, he got the 9 of Cups.
Oh, excellent. So What card can support my big picture? So 9 of Cups is a great card. It is a card of abundance, joy, satisfaction. So I feel like for you, what can support the big picture is celebrating the now, celebrating the wins that you have that connect you to, I want to say, that that bigger picture energy. It's going to support you this week because you need to generate more. I want to say you need to generate more of those happy, joyful, positive feelings. You need to remind yourself and reinforce that you are safe and secure and that you have an abundance of everything that you need, that you have arrived. Cups energy is all about the realm of emotion, and I want to say the psychic energy that you're connecting to. And so, of course, when we are manifesting, the secret is to be pure of thought, but then also to make sure that the feeling that you have connected to it allows you to feel as though it has already happened, as though it has already been created. So for you, 9 of Cups is going to support the big picture by giving you the little moments of joy that are going to lead up to the really big moment of the destination when you arrive. So that's awesome. What's his second card pull?
Second card, the Chariot.
Oh, I love the Chariot. Okay. So what card offers a direct message for your focused work? The Chariot is the transportation from A to B. It's the suspension bridge. Well, actually, it's the transportation on the suspension bridge. So it's like, okay, I'm no longer on island A. I'm no longer fully connected to this older version of myself, but I'm not quite fully embraced in the new version. I'm not quite at island B yet. I'm on the suspension bridge, and walking it would take me a little bit longer, but you know what? The universe, the dream team is showing up and they're presenting a Chariot for me. And what the Chariot provides is, it's like a taxi, right? It provides temporary shelter. It provides a quicker, more direct way to get where you're going. It allows you to bring some things with you that you want to bring. Of course, you can't bring the whole house. You do have to, sort of eliminate some, pack light, but it does allow you, I want to say, the space to bring yourself along, bring a couple of suitcases along, and maybe even bring a friend or two, bring people on your journey, your path. So what offers a direct message for your focused work? I feel like your focused work is helping you to get from A to B. Your focused work is going to take on the form of like every time you complete a little something, it's one step closer to where you're going. So I feel like that's the motivation for you. The motivation this week is coming for you through that focused work that, okay, yes, I've got the big picture and I know where I'm going, but we already have that 9 of Cups that I'm celebrating those wins. And this is going to help me to stay focused on the little work that I need to do, the little pieces of things that are moving forward. Also, when we're talking about the Chariot, I feel like some of what you're dealing with is you're having a bit of a struggle between opposites, between the balance of good and evil, or I want to say balancing within yourself the shadow work that's coming up along with the light that you want to sort of present out into the world. And so you want to also understand that with the Chariot energy, that's work too. Doing our shadow work and integrating our shadow work into our light body just continues to bring us more light. But it takes work, it takes effort. So this week as well, the direct message I feel for you is understanding that the focused work is priority. That's the necessity for you right now. It's going to bring you joy. It's going to bring you closer where you want to be, but it's also going to, I want to say, give you kind of be the heart and the soul of what it is that you are feeling into and who it is that you're becoming at this time. Thank you for pulling those cards. Super, super cool.
All right, I'm going to try to bring Ragu back on. If not, all the cards that they pulled, okay?
Awesome.
Oh, we don't have audio, but that's okay. She's going to talk to you, and we're going to keep you on live. This was the first card from the Divine Feminine Oracle Suit, card 1, Catherine Labor. I should let you read these because I'm probably going to pronounce them wrong, but I'm doing my best. The Patroness of Miraculous Healing.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, so what were the key words underneath that card?
All right, he's going to type them.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time. Because I feel like the miraculous healing, if we're pulling that for what card can support my big picture, I feel like, and this is quite fitting for you, Raigu, I feel like it really is about that. That's your big picture, is the miraculous healing or the spontaneous healing. So what card supports the big picture? You're actually getting a message from your divine feminine. You're getting a message from the ascended masters that you're on the path, and that in fact is what is transpiring. So it's almost like it's I want to say it's validating that you're on the right path. It's validating that your choice is the right choice, or your focus is the right focus.
Words underneath are, I am ready to heal. I am worthy of miraculous miracles meant for me. I trust the answers I find within me.
Yes. Okay. And that's the ding, ding, ding that I'm hearing, is I trust the answers that are within me. So what card supports the big picture? It's really going in, being quiet, being still, going into, I want to say, the solar plexus chakra. You can go into the sacral chakra as well, but I'm hearing specifically for you today, the solar plexus chakra, and going into that space and recognizing that I do trust myself. I can trust the information that I receive intuitively. There's a part of you that doubts it, because you hear it, you receive it, and it doesn't manifest instantly. And so you right away think, I've done something wrong, or I'm not worthy of what it is that I'm asking for. But I'm hearing that it's literally getting rid of that doubt, because that doubt implies lack. And as soon as we imply lack, we absorb the lack, and now suddenly we're being shown more opportunities to be able to work through lack, rather than the spontaneous healing. I am healed. So what can support my big picture? I feel like the big secret through there is trusting that there is no lack, trusting that I am already healed, and believing it, and trusting it, and feeling it in every step that you take. What's your next card? Ooh, interior life. So what card offers direct message for my focused work? So your focused work right now, I feel like it's doing the work, doing the inner work. Oh yeah, she's beautiful. Beautiful. I'll hold it up again. And shift it over to the, perfect. So she's holding, is it a cup that she's holding in her hands? There's like light coming from her hands. Yes. Okay. So the focused work, it is the inner work. It's the inner light that you are needing to shine out more, to come out more. And it's understanding that, yes, I want the spontaneous healing for myself. In order for me to have that spontaneous healing, I also have to give that to the world. So she's holding the cup of light and she's offering it. It's an offering. So I feel like it's kind of like as above, so below. If I want to be healed, I need to heal others. So I feel like there's a message for you in terms of the work, the focused work. The focused work is, who can I connect to heal? Who can I interact with? What intentional energy can I connect with in all of my interactions that are going to provide a level of healing with each of those interactions? Because when I heal others, I also am healed. So I feel like the focused work and bringing it into those, the step by step. And it's not saying, oh, I'm going to heal others so that I can be healed. It's saying, oh, we are all together. We are all one in this connection. So when I am healing others, I am also giving myself the gift of healing. And it's important that you focus on instantaneous healing. So they use the term miraculous healing. It's instantaneous healing. So I am healed and I know it. I've said what I needed to say, or I've done what I needed to do. I've set the intention and I've had the experience. And in that experience, there was healing. In that experience or that exchange with someone else, I did not feel any pain because I was in a space of giving. And so as I do that, now I've filled a little bit of my love cup and I am not in pain. I am healed. I'm healed in this moment. It's instantaneous. I feel like that's an important word for you this week. Thank you so much for coming on. Oh, that's the first card. Awesome. What does she have in her hands? She's holding something. What is it? Can you see what it is, John? Oh, it's like a little picture. It's like a locket. She's pointing to a locket. Okay, so I feel also like with that, and that was connected to the big picture, it's like you always want to keep, we wear lockets and we wear them close to our heart, and it's a picture of someone that we want to be in mind of. I want to say to you, it's like you want to wear a picture of yourself. And I don't mean literal, but I feel like for you, it's like having a picture of yourself fully healed. And you have that picture of yourself and you wear it on your heart, you wear it on your chest all the time. It's almost like a tattoo, right? It's like it's being, I want to say, branded within you, because what we wear, what we have on our skin is we're taking in that energy, right? That's a reflection of the energy that we are absorbing. So I feel like that locket is significant as well, because it's helping you support the big picture. If you have a picture of yourself always healed, or at a time, if you go back to a time where you were completely healed, you had no issues of any kind, that was your ideal particular time. If we had a time capsule or a time machine and we could go back, for me, it's always the age of 30. I loved being 30. 30 was my favorite year, right? So that's the image of what I have. So go back to that image of what was the ideal, where you were in the optimum health. That's what you want to kind of tattoo in your brain onto your heart space. And that will be a reminder for you of what you are working towards or what has already transpired. That's my big picture. That's already happened. And now these little steps that I'm doing are just a reflection of that truth, a reflection of that fact. Very cool. Thank you so much, Raghu. I really appreciate you coming on today and picking some cards. Sorry we had the sound issue, but this is great. We're still able to connect and communicate. It's awesome. Sending you lots and lots of love. Thank you. All right, John, I think that's about it today, right?
It for today.
All right. Well, thank you everyone so much for showing up today. I'm sending everyone lots and lots of love, lots of energy. I appreciate you showing up today. One little quick thing that I'll throw out there. If you are looking for a little bit of guidance, let's say you have a question that it's not enough for a full reading, but you really would like a second opinion, or you would like a little bit of guidance or maybe a little perspective on the situation, I do offer a service called Guidance on the Go. We will make sure that we put that in the description below. You can always click on my website, The Black Feather Intuitive, and book it. It is an email service, and I respond to you within 24 hours of you submitting your question. So it's a great way to just get a quick little pop, like I said, a quick little hit of guidance. And especially if you're in the process of trying to make a decision and you're not really sure which way to go, and you really would like a second opinion from the dream team, this is a great service to offer. So just want to throw that out there. Would love to be of service in that way or any other way that I can. Have an amazing week, guys. Take care. See you later.